Okay, I told you guys there would be a news update today. There is an update in the news in the Digimon card game world.
Yeah, and see, that's what the problem was.
Bandai released a statement about the Ultimate Cup modified rules, and as we know it, we know that mulligans and sideboards were a thing they tried it at DigiFest. Will they continue into the Ultimate Cup? Well, let me tell you that Bandai has went ahead and given us an answer to that question. Right here. Right here. Online Ultimate Cup rules. Let me know what you guys think about these Ultimate Cup rules. What's your... I know you guys have seen these. I know you guys have read these. Let me know what you think.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
So, for the Online Ultimate Cups event as follows. Mulligan. After players have placed their security and drawn the starting hand, they may review their hand and mulligan. To mulligan, place all hands in your... All hands. All cards in your hand to the bottom of your deck. Do not shuffle. Do not replace your security cards. Draw 5 new cards from the top of your deck. Subsequent mulligans are not permitted. They didn't specify whether or not you can arrange the order of the cards you put to the bottom of the deck or not, which is kind of interesting, because I know it's a question that players had. I'm super surprised that Bandai didn't actually mention that. But anyway, okay. Ultimate Cup events, modified gameplay rules will enacted for offline Ultimate Cups as follows. Oh wait, online. Oh, I see what they... Okay, so they're officially saying that if your Ultimate Cup is online, there is no sideboarding. If it's an offline one, in person, IRL, you can side. Players will be permitted to bring their main deck of 50 cards and a side deck of up to 5 cards. 5. Not 10. 5 cards. Side decks may include main deck and Digi cards. The limit on copies of cards with the same card number that can be included applies to total cards in your set deck and side deck. If rules or effects change the limit of copies on cards that can be included, the limit applies to the total cards in your deck and side deck. For example, Eosmon. You can main deck 20 Eosmons, level 5, and side deck 5 more, if you really want to. The contents of the side deck are considered a secret area and should not be shown to your opponent. Both players should count out their side decks in the view of their opponent to confirm any cards there at the start of each match. Thank you! Thank you, Bandai! Thank you! Bandai, good job.
Good job!
So this is what I enacted in my tournaments because we were trying them online. The only way to keep things authenticated and proper was to count out the side deck at the start of each match, especially because it was on webcam, and then keep the side deck on the table at all times. It's still secret. You still don't know what cards are in your side deck, which is really cool. But good. Good on Bandai for making sure you do that. That's nice. Your side deck may be returned to a deck box for safekeeping, which must be kept on the table in view of both players. Okay, so that's fine. That's good. After the end of each game in a match, players may choose to swap cards in the deck side deck. The same number of cards must be swapped between each deck. Quantity of both decks must remain the same before and after siding. Please keep in mind, between games, time under 3 minutes. Important. No more stalling for time with side decking. 3 minutes. That's all you get. If you are 3 minutes and 1 second over, you can be penalized if there is wasting time. Before starting each game, if players side deck, they should present to the opponent face down. Number of cards is public information, but players not revealed to require how many cards were swapped between decks. Okay, that's fine. So if you show them 5 cards in game 1, you should be able to show 5 cards in game 2. That makes sense. Players are not permitted to review their side deck during a game. That's good. At the end of the match, players must return their decks and side decks' original states. Player receives a game loss penalty prior to the start of the first game. Players are not allowed to switch cards from the side decks before they start game 2. Really interesting stuff that Bandai's given us here.
Interesting.
So what do I think about this? What do I think about side decks? I think that a 5-card side deck is actually really cool. If you talked to a lot of players who were, at the top of their game, doing well during side deck events, a lot of players have the same thing to say, where they are not siding more than 5 cards per matchup. They are siding a few cards, if any. What that means is a 5-card side deck should be fine. It also doesn't let you side silver bullets against everything in the meta. So what you need to consider now is side decking is actually a little more important, because now instead of 10 cards in utility belt, you only get 5. 5 cards. That matters, because you have to actually really think about what you want to side against if you want to side cards against certain decks. So I like that change a lot. I think it's a happy medium between no side deck and 10 cards. 5 cards is good. I know that with Bandai, this is still a trial period anyway, so we'll see what happens. As for mulligans, for both offline and online, it seems like Bandai is listening to the community. A lot of people really do like mulligans, and I'm not opposed to mulligans either. I think that's really awesome. So now, what do you guys think? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. That's really cool.